Happy Sunday morning and welcome back. It's been a real scorcher this week, but I have promised myself to enjoy what I can and when I can't, to escape to the air conditioning. Because with winter, we lose a lot of the choices we have now. I can't recall ever really enjoying a drink on the deck watching a snowy sunset. Not even hot chocolate entices me there. Winter walks tend to get confined to the treadmill at the gym, not wanting to risk falls and breaks when sidewalks don't get cleared. So I am going to enjoy every sunny or rainy day between now and the snow. And then I am going to make a snow angel and nostalgically remember these days of heat. Which brings me to the notion of what this day is, whether you're 6 or 60. In the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be again, which surely inspires us to do all we can with this youngest of days. And to ask, so, what are you going to do with the rest of your days? Do you have a bucket list? One with all those things you're going to do when you retire, when you have the money, the time? Well, Ecclesiastes reminds us that there is a time for everything. But if we don't take advantage of the time, it just gets away from us. I dreamed of backpacking through Europe, homesteading in the Yukon, and best of all, being a folk singer. Well, the time for backpacking and homesteading is for the young, and the folk singing for those who can carry a tune. Those days passed, and clearly I'm a different person than I would have been, for better or worse, had I followed my teen dreams. Dreams change, goals change. Whether our destiny changes or not, I don't know. The Orthodox Jew values every moment of life, believing each one is a gift from God and to be treated as the treasure that it is. Others believe that with all the advances in medical science, a lot of those moments are beyond the moments allocated by God. Some feel that God has preordained a fate for us, and no matter what we choose to do or not do, we cannot change that. Others just accept a random fate. You may fall into one of these categories or one of the oh so many variations in between. I fall into the category that believes that the choices we make each day matters. And each of us do make choices each day. Choices that can alter our lives, our futures, simple ones that affect our health and our pocketbook, to smoke or not, to go vegan or carnivore, to go to the gym or lie in bed, or go to the movies with lots of buttered popcorn, to go out for a drink, to save or to spend, to sing in the choir or learn to scuba dive, to have children, to choose celibacy or to marry. And with life's closing days, to choose to exhaust every medical possibility, adopting the battle cry of Dylan Thomas from "Do not go gentle into that good night," but to rage, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Or you can declare no to medical intervention and accept that all life comes to an end and greet the next world with gentle grace. Or just plan to hop aboard as Gabriel's chariot approaches. These past months have brought many to consider their future. Are you going back to your same job? Can you? Do you want to? Are you going to do the traveling you've put off for so long? And yes, every Christian should visit Israel at least once in their lifetime. Or are you going to staycation until viruses exist no more? Are you going to change your life, your career, where you live? Are you going to propose or throw away your birth control pills? Are you going to volunteer more or save more? Are you going to spend more time with your God, on your knees, in a church, or just turning to the Spirit in confidence? Will you be offering queries or gratitude to God? Will you put time aside to explore what you believe or don't believe, what you want to believe, or why you can't believe? At the beginning of this lockdown, I think most of us believed that it would be brief and then life would return to normal. We didn't expect that our lives would be so dramatically changed, and we will become another changed generation, much like those who lived through the Great Depression and valued saving and avoiding debt for the rest of their lives, or those who survived the war and ever after valued above all their dreams of family and the house with the white picket fence and the happy ever after. Or those of the 60s with protest songs and dreams of theirs being the generation that would end all war and that zero population growth would save the planet. We're changed by events beyond our control, and that does not feel great. Predictions are that even after a vaccine is perfected, face masks will still be seen on the streets. Large numbers of people will continue to work at home. And for those returning to their offices, plastic shields will separate them from their neighbors. We'll be less inclined to go back to shaking hands and sharing hugs. But our gardens and lawns will continue looking better than ever before. And Zooming will be a permanent fixture at family events, to include those from far away. Change is happening. So how do we control some of the changes that are coming? How do we make conscious decisions rather than just being swept up with the mob? One thing we can do is become more aware of the many decisions that we make and how we make them, to look at the cause and the effect of our decisions. Some are pretty obvious. When we go off our grocery shopping list to pick up candy and cake, we shouldn't be too surprised at the increase in our belt size. Or when we drive to the corner store, rather than taking a hike to the gym, it's hard to blame being out of shape on our trainer. When we dream of a career but don't apply for entry to the university, or we dream of owning our own home but can't resist taking vacations on credit, we really need to be more conscious of choices we make and their consequences. Changes are coming, whether we like it or not. Some changes we will like, and others, not so much. So now is the time to really work on making change work for you. It is the perfect time. You have the time to think and to plan. You aren't overwhelmed with deadlines and office commitments and social gatherings. The internet is just a wealth of information at our fingertips. You can get the answers to just about anything you need for planning. Want to move to the country or to the city? Want to change careers or start your own business? Want to retire or return to work? Learn a new language or how to play the guitar? Want to work at home or to travel for business? The possibilities are endless. But there is a cost to everything, in time, energy, dollars, to name just a few. And those costs need to be weighed when you make your decisions. You need to know about the costs and benefits of the choices you're making, the path you are setting out on. But this is the best of all times to be looking at the options for the rest of your life, be it short or long. Think of all the things you had planned or expected to do in the last 6 months, or in the months that just lie ahead, and then look at what happened. Weddings canceled, lots more home-cooked meals. Trips not taken, lots of books read. No bar hopping, a garden planted. Hospitalizations, drawers and cupboards reorganized. Unemployment, learned to knit. Canceled classes, directed the choir from 40 different locations. Deaths, mastered Zoom meetings. So many missed birthdays. Jam making. Churches closed and no communion since March. Using YouTube to share my thoughts with you on a Sunday morning. It's a new world that's being created out there. We want to be a part of it, not by accident or merely as a spectator. Instead, we need to be making the choices that will make for the best life for each of us and for our neighbor. So do not adopt Mark Twain's immortal line, "Never put off till tomorrow what you can put off until the day after tomorrow. Get started today. Have a dream for tomorrow. Make a plan. Make it happen. It's your world, your tomorrow, but it takes today to make tomorrow happen. So gird your loins or whatever you need to gird and get to it. May each day be productive, even if it's an idle day in which you just dare to dream, or the day in which you set your plans into motion. So may it be. Amen. And never forget, endless choices of worship on TV and computer. And one of the choices I hope you are considering is how to enrich your practices of faith and hope, and decide when and where and with whom you'll be coming to church come September when the doors swing wide open once more. Until next week, may God bless you in all you do and decide to do.